Hey guys, Card Gaming here, and in this video I'm gonna be presenting to you a cartoon conspiracy theory, and this theory is gonna be the let me see, it's gonna be the kids next door theory. This has a little bit of mature content, so your discretion is advised. So I don't own this, I didn't make this. I'll probably leave the link if you want to check it out in the description below. But yeah, here we go. Everybody loves the show Kids Next Door, right? A bunch of lovable kids fighting adults in gimmicky ways. What isn't to love? However, the story behind the main characters of Sector 5 isn't so fun-filled. The kids were all based off of real children, and I'm here to tell their story. Going to keep their names disclosed, however, out of respect to the deceased. Number 5 was based off a girl who lived in the top floor of an apartment in the Philadelphia ghettos. Her mom was a drunk, and her dad was a successful jazz artist, but he was never around due to all of his shows. Her mother almost always abused her in some way, whether it was locking her out in the rain/snow, burning her arm with a cigarette, or just all of the emotional abuse she suffered. But one day it got too far. They were fighting as usual, but the girl made the mistake of slapping her mom back. Her mother got so outraged by this that she grabbed her arm and threw her across the room. While she was only aiming for the wall, she threw her daughter into the window, which shattered, causing the girl to fall 10 stories to her death. Her character now acts as a mother figure to her sector, being the mother to them that she wished she had. Number 4 was based off a teen whose dad was a professional boxer. They were always sparring together, playing around, roughhousing, but one day, him and his mom were watching his dad in a championship match, the toughest fight of his career. During the fight, his opponent punched him so hard it caused major brain injuries, causing him to die a few days afterwards. Distraught, he started committing petty crimes and street fighting. During one rumble, the man he was fighting took out a switchblade and stabbed him to death. His character is the tough one of the group and the fighter, taking after his father. Number 3 had a happy life. Both of her parents were perfectly healthy. She went to a high quality school, and lived in an upper middle class neighborhood. She always wore her older brother's sweater that he gave her before he went off to college. She was the sweetest girl ever. She always visited her local SPCA and other abandoned animal centers to help care for them. Everybody loved her. She always kept a smile on her face. One day she was drawing a monkey and a rainbow on the street with a chalk. When she saw a dog on the other side of the street, she smiled at it, said hi, but only stood there and growled at her. She seemed puzzled, yet she wasn't scared. She knew that some dogs were just scared. She decided to just get back to her drawing. The dog continued to bark and snarled viciously, so she decided to go inside. But the moment she turned around, she was gagged by an unknown man until she blacked out. When she awoke, she was in what looked like a mansion. She saw a man before her that she didn't recognize. He was still in the shadows, but she could tell he was large and had a cigar. He came into the light when he noticed she was awake and he was naked. She realized she also had no clothes on. She started freaking out. The man had put out his cigar and proceeded to molest the poor little girl. For what seemed like an eternity, he was finished with her, but he didn't want her telling anyone about him. So he murdered her slowly, ripping off her limbs one by one, getting a sick, twisted arousal while he was doing it. When she was thoroughly dismembered, he went back to the same spot where he captured her, dropped off her bloody head on top of the drawing, and sped past. Her parents came screaming out with tears in their eyes when they saw her disembodied head on top of a drawing of monkeys and rainbows, with a weeping dog next to it. Her character is still carefree and loving, but haunted by the memories of the man to this day. Number 2 is based off an obese child who was extremely creative for a kid his age. He was always coming up with drawings of planes and forts and space stations. His parents were extremely proud of him, but his older sister was extremely jealous of him. He always got the attention for his drawing. He was always the life of the party, cracking jokes, and it couldn't upset her more. She deserved to have all the spotlight. Everything was fine before he showed up. So one day, while he was sketching, she put cyanide into a piece of cake and gave it to him. While her brother was dying later that day, she couldn't help but smile at the fact she was going to be the favorite again. But his character continued his creativity and his comedy, making him the genius of the group. Number 1 was diagnosed with cancer at a young age, but shortly after he was diagnosed, his parents both died in a car crash. That's why he hated adults. It was a 40-year-old couple that crashed into his parents, and they left with only minor cuts and bruises. To do this, he was left to take care of his 2 younger brothers by himself. He had to stay strong and always fight the pain his cancer caused him to keep his brothers' heads up high. He always wore sunglasses to hide the pain and suffering and anger in his eyes. For years he kept this up, caring for his brothers and acting strong. But eventually the cancer took a hold of him, and it got to be much. As he was laying dying in the alleyway that they called home, his brothers were at his sides crying. He let his first tear roll down his cheek since his parents' death. He held his brothers tight and whispered, "Good work, team," before closing his eyes underneath the transparent barriers over his eyes for good. He stayed a leader through his career, always caring for his teammates as if they were his only family. Well, thanks for that. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was at least a bit entertaining. It was a little, little mature, a little sad, but I hope you enjoy. I hope it entertained you, like just a little bit. Hopefully my narration gets better in the future. Well, thanks for watching, and please leave a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Like, yeah, it was pretty sad, but well, thanks anyway for watching. So, yeah, bye.